welcome to Mark Allen's Culinary Adventures. How are you doing today? It started out being a very dreary day here in Southern California, and within the last 15 minutes, the sun popped out. So during the show today, because we are live, you may see us go light and dark, but that's live television for you. Uh, our show today features Passover again. We've done a couple of Passover shows. Last week, Robert from Melissa's actually did an Easter show, which is coming up this Sunday is Easter. One of the things about a holiday that has specialty foods for 7 or 8 days is that you kind of get bored with that same thing. I am gefilte fished out. I am matzah'd out. I've had so much. However, I asked our friend Faye Levy if she could come up with a recipe that we could eat during Passover. Not only can we eat it, there's no matzah, there's no gefilte fish, there is a little bit of yogurt, but it's a great recipe and it's fun. So we welcome you to Mark Allen's Culinary Adventures. If you are watching us now, please let us know where you are. If you have questions for Faye or me, mostly for Faye, because she's the expert. She went to culinary school. I went to broadcasting school. I think I did. Well, anyway, we're on the air. Join us, won't you? As always, we really want to say hi and thank you for tuning in. One of the things that I think is really fun is to do these specialty holiday shows. We've done a couple of weeks of wine tasting with some kosher wines specifically for Passover. We did the Easter show. Now we're going to do another Passover show, but this is something that can be eaten, I think, during the spring. We'll find that out. Let us bring Faye and Yakir Levy in. Are you Levy or Levy?
Levy.
You're Levy. And our
Yeah.
friends, it's funny because we have some friends who are Levies, aren't they? Carol?
Well, I
Yeah.
think because Yakir was born in Israel, everybody says Levy.
Got it. Well, let's see. Jeff was born in Indiana, so maybe that has something to do with it. We're going to be making a salad today out of romaine lettuce, apples, lemon juice, some yogurt. I have already pre-roasted some walnuts. We have tahini. I wanted to say thank you to Alibaba's because they gave us some tahini earlier today, so I didn't have to buy a big jar. I just have a little bit because we only need a little bit for our salad dressing today, and they make we take out consistently from Alibaba's, and I think Baba's means father. I think it does.
Yeah, it does.
It does, and it's funny because I called my grandfather Baba. I don't know. We don't know how I came up with that. I must have been 2 years old. So in Newbury Park, California, Alibaba's Mediterranean cuisine. All right, I'm going to put that over here, and we're going to start. Uh, Faye, you and I were at an event presenting a new cookbook, and this is the cookbook, I believe, and you adapted a recipe from here. Am I correct?
That's right. The recipe in the book has blue cheese dressing, and we made a dressing of Greek yogurt and tahini. But not everyone would eat that on Passover because there are differences in customs of
Right.
what you can eat. So, for example, if you're Ashkenazi, in other words, of Eastern European or Central European origin, and Orthodox, in other words, very religious, you don't eat seeds. Um,
Ah,
but now conservative Jews, wherever whatever they are, Ashkenazi or Sephardi, do eat seeds, and so do Reform, because they decided that it doesn't make sense. Seeds are not flour. I mean, it's grains that are forbidden on
right.
Passover,
Right.
especially flour. But we have also found some noodles and rice kind of dishes that are good for Passover, and they don't have any of those forbidden grains.
You know what I saw the other day that I don't quite get, but I saw matzahs that were gluten free.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
get it because it's the matzahs are supposed to be wheat.
yeah, you're right. But I guess they bended the rules a little bit to make them gluten free. Well, maybe they use almond flour, and almonds are are gluten free, and they're okay for Passover.
Yeah. So in fact, there's a song, a Yiddish song. I can't sing it, but it's almonds and raisins. Do you remember that song?
No, I
Almonds.
don't know. I
I'll
don't
have to
know.
find it. Yeah. We'll have to save that. By the way, if you're watching, please you can give us some comments. If you're watching on YouTube, let us know that you're out there. We would appreciate that a lot. Okay, Faye, I'm going to start with. We're going to get about 3 to 4 cups of romaine lettuce, and I think you want me to chop this. Am I correct?
Yeah, you can chop it or dice it or even tear it in just so it'll be in pieces. So, and it doesn't have to be very small pieces because the main part of the salad will be on top of it.
Okay. Well, I like to tear my lettuce. I always have. So
Yeah,
let's
that's
see.
fine. Good
And of
idea.
course, yeah. And
And
I'm sorry, I was going to say the lettuce came to us from Melissa's,
uh-huh.
and we
And
appreciate that.
And you can, some people, when they have a rich dressing like this one, they just pour it over the whole salad. But if you like to season the lettuce first, I think it's better to put a little olive oil and lemon juice straight on the lettuce.
All right,
So,
we can do
be,
that.
yeah, because a thick dressing doesn't coat the lettuce so well.
Well, it's funny. You mentioned blue cheese, and blue cheese is probably my favorite salad dressing. However,
Ah,
there is an issue. Um, I am somewhat lactose intolerant,
ah,
and I can tolerate certain things, but blue cheese and me don't get along. I
ah,
love it, and sometimes
ah,
I just go for it. All right, how is that, Faye?
good. Good.
All
And
right,
and Greek yogurt is okay for you?
yeah, the yogurt will be fine. In fact, this is A2 yogurt, not A1 yogurt from Alexander Farms, and I have no problem with their products.
What do you mean A2 yogurt?
Well, I'm going to get this wrong, but apparently there was a um, genetic change in cows over 1,000 years ago, and most cows became A1, and humans in general are not supposed to digest A1 milk or milk products, but A2 you can. And I
Wow.
have it's really quite fascinating. Let's see. Okay.
But they don't put that on yogurt labels usually.
No, um, if you check at Whole Foods or
Mm-hmm.
Costco, they both sell an A2 yogurt.
Oh,
And in
thank
fact, they have milk. I think they have chocolate milk, um, and sour cream and cottage cheese at Whole Foods. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to spritz some lemon juice on,
you. Yeah,
and then I'll drizzle some uh, Garcia de la Cruz olive oil.
good.
We have been working with them for quite a while. I love this product. I really do.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I need to get some tongs, and I'll just toss this lightly there because we're actually going to be building a salad on a plate for dinner. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this now, and we're going to start building some things. I just wanted to show everybody. We got some shallots from Melissa's. Here's a shallot right there, and I've already minced it. Shallots
Mm-hmm.
are in the onion and garlic family, are they not?
Yes, yes,
Are
they
they
are, and
are they good for you?
they're a little bit sweet and a little bit sharp. There's some people find they're between garlic and onion in flavor,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
all of
think I do.
everything in that family is good for you.
It's and I love it. I like to saute them uh,
Yeah,
with mushrooms. I
yes,
saute
that's wonderful.
in the in olive oil and actually add some garlic to it. Okay, um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the dressing. I think first
Yeah,
I'm going to, and I have a little bowl here. So now, according to Carol, and you both know her, I am
hmm,
a dressing hog. So the recipe calls for a tablespoon. I'm using more because I I know you're not supposed to. I get it. I understand, but I like a lot of dressing. So I'm gonna. There's the olive oil and the lemons. By the way, these lemons um, are seedless lemons from Melissa's. They're incredible. And I have a lemon tree in the backyard. It's a
yes, so do we.
Yeah, mine is a Meyer lemon,
Oh, good.
and so we use that a lot. Okay, so we'll put that down. Faye, what do I do next?
Now you can mix in the Greek yogurt and the tahini.
All right, so here's the yogurt.
And after you taste this dressing, I think you won't mind having a big jar of tahini because
Ah,
you'll find that you want to make it often. I mean, Greek yogurt with tahini are such a good combination.
I have. Oh, should I use a whisk for this now?
Yeah,
All right, here
I
we
mean, you
go.
don't have to, but since you have a whisk, you might as well. Now, tahini sometimes thickens up in contact with liquid, but I see yours is whisking out fine.
Yes. Oh, that's going to be great. All right, good. So I'm
And
going to
then you,
put that to. Oh, now what do I do?
add the shallots and some salt and pepper.
All right. I think I'll add about that much.
Yeah,
I don't think I need to add all of it. I've got that.
yeah.
Uh, oh, it's right here, Carol, right in front of me. Thank you. And I've got some Himalayan salt. We're
Mm-hmm.
just going to use a little bit. And I have some rainbow pepper. I'm going to use more pepper than salt. There. And you can see I've used quite a bit of that. Good
Yeah,
job. There.
yeah.
Should I add some more lemon juice to this to thin it out or not?
It looks fine from here.
Okay.
If it seems to you that you like it a little thinner, add lemon juice. Lemon juice goes great with tahini.
I think it's fine. So I'll put that off to the side.
Oh, and
I,
you can add a little olive oil too if you want.
oh, we can do that. The spout on the Garcia de la Cruz olive oil is so unique because
Yeah,
it doesn't spill. I love it.
it works great.
Okay. And then over here, I have some Italian parsley. What
Mm-hmm.
what do I do with that?
You chop it and sprinkle it on top of the the salad that when after you've dressed it. So at the last minute when you sprinkle the walnuts, you
Ah,
sprinkle a little chopped parsley.
all right. So what I'm going to do is, I'm sorry, what, Carol? Yeah, they're already in there. I have some beets now. Instead of steaming fresh beets, Melissa's has um, these packages of beets, and I love beets. I didn't as a kid, but I love beets, and
Yeah, same here.
yeah, and uh, I love pickled beets even more than
Uh,
raw.
do you buy it at that Russian store where you showed me the pickled tomatoes?
Yes, I buy them
Uh-huh.
there, and I think I could make these. I think
Yeah,
we could add vinegar and a little sugar, and that
of
because
course.
that's all it would take, right?
Yeah,
All
yes,
right.
definitely. Thanks for the idea. I have to do that too.
So I have 4 beets here. I'm going to cut them up. We'll start this way. All right. Excuse me. I have to try this. Okay.
They're
Mm,
so good.
mm. When you're cooking, do you sample while you're?
Yes, I can't stop. In fact, that's one of my problems.
You're
Um, I nibble incessantly when I'm cooking. Melissa's also has yellow beets, and so you could combine both in this salad, and it would look really nice.
got it. Now, um, when I looked at this recipe, I thought of this as a side salad rather than a entree salad.
Yeah.
Do uh, uh, do you eat it as an entree or do you eat it as a side salad?
We have other things in our meal when we eat this.
Carol,
It's
could you give me my towel, please?
it dep
Mm,
it depends if it's a
thank
really
you.
light meal. then we might eat just this.
What would what would go with this? I mean, I'm thinking of a shawarma plate tonight. Okay, a chicken shawarma plate from Baba's because I promised I'd come and buy dinner tonight.
Wow.
Carol likes their salmon.
Yeah,
Um,
well, if you want to be kosher, the shawarma wouldn't go with this because it has yogurt.
oh, I didn't. Oh, the shawarma has yogurt. Oh, this has
Or
yogurt.
this has yogurt,
Ah, yogurt. You can't mix meat and milk.
right?
And
But in
right.
some
Well,
in Israel, actually, a dressing of tahini and yogurt is not so common because tahini is often served with meat, and so people, even if someone's not religious, people aren't used to the idea of dairy and milk and meat, and so it doesn't seem appetizing to them.
okay, I got to ask you both a question. Do you like? Oh, let me see. Um, a cheeseburger. Yakir, do you eat cheeseburgers? No. I can see the look. Do you, Faye?
I actually don't like burgers, so that's not a fair. I don't care if there's cheese. I like veggie burgers, but I don't like things made of ground meat. So, but veggie burgers, there's no problem if they're cheeseburgers. So
That's
that way,
got
I
it.
like it. Do
Well, I
you?
don't. I don't. I don't. I don't order cheeseburgers,
Uh
and
huh.
I grew up, um, and and my mother we had to drink a glass of milk with every meal, and my
Ah,
mother would make liver and onions, something
wow.
that I
That's delicious.
do you like that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Not with milk, but liver and onions. Both our mothers made, and it was when we both love it.
yeah. I don't like it. I don't even like the smell, but
Ah,
we'd have to drink the milk with that. It was terrible. And yes, we were Jewish.
but
All right.
if you don't like the smell, maybe if you had tasted Yakir's mother's liver, you would have liked it because she put plenty of cumin and turmeric, and that makes all meats smell so good that you have to eat them.
Absolutely. I'll be over at 6 o'clock for dinner. Okay. I'm going to core this. Do you have a core? Uh, do you core the apple?
I actually slice around the core, and Yakir likes to use that kind of tool that it takes out the core and splits the apple in like 8 wedges.
Oh, wow. Mine only peekaboo. Um,
Or maybe
here,
it's
let's do
six
that
wedges.
again. Peekaboo. Um, I've been hanging around 4 year olds. Okay, we're gonna take a half of the apple, and it does a pretty good job of coring this. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just take this little piece out, and then
And
now,
then if you want it to look pretty, cut
yes,
some of it in thin slices to put around the edge.
all right, like this.
Yeah, thin half slices. Right. That's perfect.
Okay, little seed there.
Those look like good apples.
They are. Um, I'll tell you what. Oops, I made that one wrong. I better eat that one.
So the diced ones you can save to mix with the beets. So when we lived in France, When I was studying cooking in Paris, they used to make salads of beets and walnuts and serve it with green lettuce, but they didn't have apples on it, and they certainly didn't have tahini or
So,
yogurt.
so what I'm going to do now is I need to chop a little bit of apple, right?
Yeah, or dice really
Dice it. Yeah.
to, to mix with the beets.
Now, I slice the beets. Do I need to dice the beets as well?
You could cut the slices in half. It's basically nice to have them the same size as the apple pieces. So if you're dicing the apple really small, you should dice the beets small too. But it doesn't terribly matter. That's up to you.
All right. And I really need more practice with my knife skill, but I think that I think that's not too bad.
It looks like you're doing fine. But
Thank you.
the next time you can cut the apple bigger so it'll be the same size as the beet.
Got it. All
But
right.
if you like, you can cut the beet slices in half.
All right. That's what I'll do. I'm not going to use all of them.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot for that amount of apple.
Right. So we'll do maybe like that. We'll see. All right. So what I've got over here is I have a serving plate, right? And I have my lettuce. So I'm going to
Hmm.
put some lettuce down.
Yeah.
Now, are those pieces too big?
Well, they're sort of a bed for the salad of apple and beets, so it's all right.
Okay.
If you were going to mix it all together, then yes, it would be too big.
Got it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle some apple first,
Um,
or should I
you
mix
you
or
could,
mix them
but what
together?
I do is mix the apple and beets with the dressing, but you have a lot of dressing there, so you might. I know you like a lot of dressing, but you
That might
might.
be too much. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
So,
want to put too much for that.
well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it a little differently. We'll do that, and then we'll take the beets
Okay, and then spoon dressing on top.
like that. Ooh, and we can put a couple of apples like this.
Yeah.
And then I already have a fork. Oh, this way. Got it. All right. Now, before I put the dressing on, do I want to put the walnuts on?
No, you put them last.
And what about the
The,
parsley?
the parsley and the walnuts go on last.
All right.
And the dressing is really for the beets and apple, not so much for the romaine, but it won't hurt it.
Got it. Okay.
But
Like that.
usually I mix the beets with the apple so it'll be a very creamy mixture with the dressing. But
Well,
this looks
yeah.
fine like that.
Okay. I thought I would chop the parsley just a little bit,
Yeah,
and don't know that you can see this. Let me move some of this stuff around.
And you can put the rest of the apple slices around the edge of your plate.
Ah, got it. I stemmed this earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and the smell of chopped parsley, I think, is one of the best smells ever.
Yeah, it's very nice. And Passover is the holiday of spring. So
Yes,
parsley is kind of a signature ingredient to remind people that green is for spring.
and
Yeah, that's good. You still want to see the salad.
right, and then oh, the walnuts, right?
Walnuts. Yeah, they should smell really good too.
Oh, they do.
Good.
Um, Walnuts, and I've said this before, they look like tiny brains, right? Tiny human brains. All right. So, what I'm going to do now is my favorite part,
Uh-huh.
and that's eating this. All right, here we go. Yakir, I wish you were with me.
Yeah, me too. Enjoy.
Mm, that's really nice. You
You,
got the
you
crunch of the apple and the nuts.
and you like the dressing?
Hmm.
So
Happy Passover.
next time you're at the store, buy that big jar of tahini.
Do you do you buy tahini or do you make your own?
We buy it, but I know some people make their own, and I'm thinking of doing it. But for now, we have quite a bit. In fact, that event that we were at, the Sadaf and Melissa's, we all
Right,
got tahini, so I use that.
got it. I have to call them. They're going to come on the show in a little bit.
Ah,
Um,
nice. Good.
that'll be nice. Wow. Well, we're done, and it's always so much fun to have you uh, on the show, Faye.
Well,
Yakir,
thank
you're fun too, but Faye
Thank
is, you know.
you. It's so much fun to be with you on the air and even more in person.
Well, we're going to do some. We next week. Can we go to lunch or something, you guys?
Sure.
I'm putting you on
Yeah,
the spot.
yes, sure. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to do that. We'll figure out. We don't live that far apart, and so
Hmm.
we'll find something, maybe Indian or
Yeah.
Korean or something. I love
Yeah.
Korean food. I love Indian as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Same here.
Yeah. Oh, last time there was a Korean presentation at Melissa's. It was great.
I know, and I couldn't go. I had a conflict, and
Uh,
I'm supposed to call that presenter and invite her on the show. So I will be doing that.
that'll be good. And if you have get the book and cook from it, you'll love it. The food is so good.
I I've been making my own kimchi,
Good. Good for
and
you. And where
yeah,
do you go to buy ingredients or to eat Korean food out?
there is a restaurant not far from you in Reseda, California, on Sherman Way, and there's a
Uh-huh.
Korean market at one end and two
Yeah.
restaurants at the other. And
You mean
one restaurant is called Evergreen,
And Greenland is the market.
Greenland
and
is the
Greenland. Yes,
So, so you like that restaurant,
yeah,
Evergreen?
yes.
Oh, thank you. We'll try it.
Yeah, it's
Do you go to Garcia? It also has it's in Northridge. They have Korean food and restaurants there. We
haven't
enjoyed
been to.
that.
Yeah, haven't been there. I I
It's
I
wonderful.
yeah. All right, maybe we'll go there.
Maybe
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Okay.
Have a good. Well, that's a market, but they have a very good
good restaurants and
food court
yeah,
with restaurants, and they have a nice bakery with sort of French style Korean flavored um,
pastries.
pastries.
Are
But
you a pastry person, Faye?
Huh?
Are you a pastry person?
You mean, do I like to eat it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, of course. I
Yeah.
love it. Are you?
Oh, yeah. An eclair right now would be delicious. You
but
Ah,
know,
it's not kosher le Pesach. It's not.
yeah,
that
We
is true.
wait till after Passover.
right.
Yeah, we'll have to do. We will. And the place next door to the Evergreen restaurant is a you make the food yourself. They bring you the raw food
Uh,
and cook it,
uh-huh.
and that's always fun. Listen, I'm going to ask you two to hang in there, okay, just for a moment. Don't go
Okay,
away. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. We appreciate that. We'll be back next week with a surprise guest chef. Uh, until then, we'll see you next time. Oh, we wanted to thank Melissa's, of course, for all the fine produce. We wanted to thank B and U for the honey that they give us. Also, they make cosmetics and skincare out of honey. Fabulous product. And next is, of course, Garcia de la Cruz and their wonderful olive oil, and they have different flavors. I'm waiting for the spicy one. They have a new one out. Anyway, and is that it, Carol? That was it. Hey, listen, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Faye and Yakir, don't go away. Bye bye for now.